Okay, so your chemical in there is probably pretty weak.
So it's ready to be pulled out now to spray, but
Okay.
so with that, like for that being in there for 5 minutes, that should have stripped all that emotion off. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that usually leaves all that emotion all to the bottom and be a bunch of thick emotion on the bottom, and you're gonna have to. So what the chemical does is that it continues to eat and work at that chemical that's on the bottom. So then this chemical is now dead. You know what I mean?
Killing
So
your
like,
strength.
so that's why it's taking so long for it to work, because there's probably sludge on the bottom already, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just when you have chemical in there, it's at first when it's fresh and stuff like that, it only takes about like a minute and stuff like that to get it loosened up. So I do like the Z test, so I'll pull it out and I'll see if the emotion's moving a little bit, and if it's starting to leave like a finger in there, yeah, it does. So I'm ready to pull out and start washing it off.
Okay.
So when leaving stuff in there this long, first of all, you're having to leave it in there this long because the chemical is probably dead already. Unless this chemical is just not very well concentrated. I have no idea. I don't know anything about that one.
Okay.
But for sure, I mean, you will, with the chemical that we want to give you, it's gonna be quicker than that. You'll probably,
5 seconds.
we'll probably get you. You'll probably have to get like a little timer for yourself. Set 45 seconds real quick. Pull it out. Because if you do leave it on there and you pull this out with our chemical, it'll strip all the emotion. It's like I said, it'll be all that sludge is gonna be on the bottom, and the chemical is just gonna continue to work. Because it's thinking that it's trying to kill more emotion.
So at this point,
Yeah.
he needs to drain this, and
Yes.
then he needs to scrape the bottom with a scoop, so get it whether
Get
sludge.
that sludge out, yeah.
Yeah.
If there's sludge on there.
You
I
got
don't know
rubber
if there
gloves?
is, but
You got rubber gloves, right?
Yeah, we got those ones right there.
yeah.
So what we're gonna do is, we'll pull one out. Let's wash it out. We'll take a look at it. I can take the end of a broom handle. We'll go down there and we'll see what we can scoop up. If there's crap in
Okay.
there, you'll feel it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We know no crap is bad crap is bad because it's just gonna keep working 24/7.
yeah.
When you're off, it's gonna be eating that away.
For sure.
Okay.
Okay, so the whole premise of the dip tank system where everybody fails is this designed to go in there for that allotted time to soften everything up. That's it. It's not supposed to take anything off. Once it's softened up, we'll show you. We lift up, you can do a little Z test.
guess I do that.
It should soften up on your finger. It's ready to go to be sprayed out. Because all that chemical is designed to take everything off and go down the drain, not sit in this dip tank.
And at that thing, at other shops and stuff like that, it's well, you know what I mean? I'll come back here and I'll see screens sitting in here like this.
Hours.
Just because their chemical is not eating it away yet. You know what I mean? It's working so much, it's still,
Because they've been doing it.
because they've been doing it that way. So the chemical's dead now and it's not working anymore.
So
And then
the-
so that a lot of people go over here and do like this and be like, all right, let me add more. Let me add more, let me
They're
add
just
more, let
wasting
me add
money.
more.
So it
So
strengthens
you
back up for
waste more
an hour or two.
with doing it like this. So what we're gonna show you, I'm gonna show you, you said you wanna stick to the dick tank?
Yeah. So the ultimate.
You might
goal-
show them both ways
I can
because
show them both
Yeah,
ways,
we do
yeah,
that.
for sure.
If your due diligence is there, the dip tank is going to go. It's going to save you money, tremendous amounts in the long run.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think you guys at group had any images on the dip tank. It was running quite some time.
Oh, they were fine, yeah.
Yeah.
They were,
So Jeff
they,
would buy a 5 gallon. It would probably
And it
last
would
them
last
4,
them-
5, 6 months.
yeah.
So put a gallon or two in, start it, roam and prime it,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
every
you
so
guys had it
often they
down
would just
packed over
power it up a little bit.
what's the ratio when you? I think this says 10-1 on that.
We've been
So
running.
with my Supra that I do right now that it's colder, I do a little more, like so probably like 2.5 gallons maybe. When it gets hot, chemical activates more. So when if you don't have an air conditioning place,
This
things
is
like
air
that,
conditioned from here
so
forward.
we're good then. You know what I mean? So it won't. So I say about 2 gallons. So like maybe half of that, pour it in there. You want to pour water in there first.
Yeah, fill it up with
so
the water.
fill it up with water first, because if you put the chemical in there first and start putting water, it'll
get
foam
bubbly,
up
and it
and it'll
takes
just
hours to
mess
come
up.
When you say put water in first, you mean put?
Regular water. You're gonna
Well, how much? Just
fill it up.
So I'd fill it up. I'd fill
Probably
it,
pretty
yeah,
close.
something that's gonna get your screens all the way
And
up
then
to
you're
where
gonna
it's
put your
at.
2 gallons, 2.5 gallons. When we're ready at that stage, we can come back by.
Yeah, we'll set you up, yeah, for sure. When you get that clean and things like that, we'll set it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's ready to run out. Yeah.
Yeah. So with the fresh tip tank and probably this stuff too. I just learned about it, but definitely the Supra. As long as this has been here, you put it up.
You're gonna want to use the rest of that. So
Yeah.
it's chemical that they bought. So For sure.
Do you want to get stuff first?
Yeah,
and then
I'll
we'll
grab
open
some
the door?
stuff and
Okay.
we'll show some
When you
stuff.
pull those out of there, does he have to rinse them right away? Could he?
Yeah, you can stage
don't
it. What
wanna
I
let
tell
them
people
dry.
is you kind of, when you go into the screen cleaning thing, here's another thing that you gotta be cautious of. It's depends on your size shop and your budgets. When you have 100% dedicated screen person, that this is their only job, they can put more in. But if you're gonna be multitasking, you're probably gonna want to do 1 or 2 to maybe 3 at a time. So when one's out and rinsing, two, as soon as you're done, 2's ready to go, 3's ready to go. But at this rate with the 5, normally it's going to be soaking too long. Number 5 is going to be stripped too much by the time when your chemical's on par and up and running.
Okay.
So it just depends. And then if this is a system you don't like, time-wise, if you have to run around more stuff, that's when I recommend going to like the manual way instead of a dip tank. You're basically going to do on the super dirty, same thing, the 701, scrub and rinse. Then an emulsion remover, instead of a dip tank chemical, you spray on, scrub, rinse, and then one more hit with the 701, spray and rinse.
So that would be the 701, the 500, and the 701.
Correct. And that's if you got to go answer phones and you got to
Yeah.
do this and not do this. Because if it's a primed dip tank and we're up and running, you put this in, you can take a 10-minute phone call and come back, you're killing your chemicals. And I get shops that will buy 5 gallons of chemicals from me about every 2 to 3 weeks, and I keep telling them, guys, you're doing it wrong, you should switch systems. Being a little bit slower mid-range,
cool. That's
2 to
good.
4 to 6 months.
Yeah.
So that's when it starts really saving you some. So what we'll do is we can set up one too. I'm sure you got more dirty screens. We can pour in
I've
some
got a whole bunch out there.
super
Yeah,
just to
that's
show you like a
sick.
strong, quieter time frames. or whatever.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. We'll set it up in here so it doesn't get wet out here.
Jump out of your way, buddy.
Yep. Gallons.
So he's lost the capacity in that tank now, right?
Yeah.
It's when we go to blow it out for as long as they've been sitting, and well, now we're probably been 10 minutes. It should instantly come off. If you have to struggle and hold the
This
pressure
thing,
washer
I
there,
made it-
it's
I made
even
these things in
a little worse.
I made these in the summer, so they're a little weaker. So we might have to do like a minute.
Okay, and we'll test that. So what we're gonna do is we'll show you the Z test too. So we fill our little tank. We're gonna soak them for. We'll start at a minute. We're gonna pull up. Ro's gonna run his finger, and we'll show you when it's ready to come off.
Actually, this should be pretty strong.
So
Have you been in this building?
no, first time.
Yeah.
I gotta get out more.
We'll take a tour. He's got it looking nice. And he's going to keep it that way.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I was only in here once. I tried to come back over here, and it's a couple times, and it's been locked up. It's a nice building, though. I like how big it is.
well, they're not really doing any customer service out of this building, I don't think.
No.
Nope.
And
Just production.
yeah, and Marshall just got a
Oh.
doorbell.
Nice. Are you gonna be the one that's gonna be ordering stuff and stuff like that too?
Printing and
Or is it gonna
For
be
now,
Ryan?
no. I'm asking others to do
Ryan
it.
and do something like that, yeah, for sure. Cool. So that's set up. Super Chemical 701. This is your dehazer, degreaser, ink remover, all into one.
Okay.
So that's your emulsion remover, ink remover, like that. You got a dirty screen for me to clean?
Yeah, right out here.
to the left.
Yes, sir.
Let's grab some stuff. Cool. So you clean off your ink pretty good.
Yep, this is pretty good.
So I'm gonna throw straight into the. If you do have a lot of ink that you're trying to get rid I suggest going 701 first, spraying it in, rubbing it in,
But
both
if that's
sides.
clean, you're good to
But you're pretty good at keeping the ink out. Looks like so. You don't have
go. I didn't
much.
bring my phone for a timer row, but
No, you're fine. You don't have much on there, so I could get it off on the.
I've got a clock running on this
Okay.
video, I can tell you.
So we're gonna go ahead.
Okay.
and-
we want to go about a minute, Roman.
You got it. Yeah, you got a minute
Okay.
on you.
Let us know in a minute. Yep, go for it. Just got it.
Go ahead.
9:34.
So
You
get
see
that
it?
in.
Can you see
It'll
the
only
clock?
clean this part, but you'll see the dip. I'll do both sides, and so you can see. Well, we'll hold that in there, man. It'll start to work. Okay,
It's funny when I found out about the
You have trouble
temperature.
with that screen?
We went over to Easy Hot
Yeah,
Teas.
not coming up.
That's
anything like that.
150. We go there and I have like 2 gallons and I set her tank up
The
there.
tape they used on there.
But it was like
Okay.
something
Oh,
like-
yeah, you sit on it?
What's
Yeah.
going on? I'm like, oh, it's hot. So I called the chemical company and it was like, yeah, if it warms
How
up,
long
because
you doing this
the
stuff?
water was like 85.
Like 3 months.
40 seconds.
40 seconds, bro.
You're at 40 seconds?
Yes.
Alright.
How they doing over there?
Well, that's good. You're gonna learn some new
Stay busy.
stuff from us, so.
They're trying to
I've got a
learn
long
so much
history
they can,
with
like,
them.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna
for
go see
sure.
her
I mean,
next
this is
show.
all a process. This is gonna be way easier for you. I mean, you're not gonna have to wait.
Okay, that's a minute.
That's the matter.
Go. Let's see if that's gonna loosen up a little bit. Loosen it up a little bit.
Go a little longer.
Yeah, we'll do it.
So basically what
Another
he's going
30.
to do is all that emulsion stuff will soften up. When you do your finger, it should kind of move around or mash through the other side or just a little bit to
55.
soften
You
up.
want
You'll
30
see.
seconds?
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I made this in the summer, so I made it a little less concentrated. Because in the summer when it gets heat and I go do demos at people that have no air conditioning, it freaking takes like 30 seconds and they'll be like stripped.
Oh
I'll
no.
be like, dang. Yeah. Where we at, Jet?
5 more seconds.
Gotcha. 3, 2,
There you go.
1. Let's see, that should be fine now. Just detest. Maybe it's a little too less. We'll try to pull that out real quick.
Yeah, we
Let's
can
take
rinse
it
it
there.
from the try the other side.
This on?
You gotta turn it on down there. The black.
Listen.
Right there.
Oh. I could have made it a little stronger, but for sure that's, if you do it the right way, the 2.5 gallons in there, spread it out, 45 seconds, it should be coming off no problem. After that, you're going to want to take the 701, you want to spray it in, rub it in.
You might want to kill that pump.
Is there, and it's going to take off the haze image and it'll be a degreaser all in one column.
Oh, we'll take the haze with it?
For sure, yeah, it
Nice.
takes the haze with it.
Bro, do you have a little bottle of super in there?
What happened, buddy?
Do you have a little bottle of super in there to spruce it up?
I don't, man, I got
Okay.
500.
Okay.
We'll do this side.
It's stronger. Show you it's stronger.
Spray that real quick, rub it in. I Like I said, and if you have ink that you're worried about, you know what I mean, you can always go first and scrub that ink to get that ink off.
Yeah, what we can do, Ro, is
That way it's
on the top section,
Yep.
we'll do 701, film that, and then we'll put the dip tank for like 2 minutes.
What
We already
happened?
know we did a 130.
Yeah.
What we'll do is on that top half, we'll do 701 first, show them that.
Okay, yeah,
Scrub
that's
it,
what I did
then
right now.
Invert it, put it in
Gotcha.
2 minutes, 230, whatever we think.
Got it. Seven oh one is that super chemical, man. So it works really well when you screen it well.
It's a super chemical, not to be confused with Supra.
Not to be confused with super. Yeah,
That's a
super
tank
chemical though. It is our best chemical. People love it. Turn this thing back on. When I'm done with this side, what I do, I usually like to do like a little flood rinse, like how it's off right now. I'd probably do like a little, just to get all, just to see that grease come down and stuff like that, so you won't see it anymore. But yeah, after that, you'd be done, man. You set that up to dry. Once you dry, you'll see that haze go away.
Okay.
But yeah, it'll bring up old images just because it's so dang good. So I mean, yeah, you'll see that a lot. You'll see an old image pop up if it is an older screen. But don't worry, once it dries, the haze starts to get out of there.
Haze doesn't affect your printing, does it?
No, not at all.
Is the
It's
seven
just
one
a-
something I should like,
Yes
if I'm
and
using
no.
a bunch of it, should I
Over
like
time
have a
it
mask
will,
on or
but for
something?
the most part.
No.
not.
If you're using a
What
bunch of
that
701?
is it's-
Yeah.
No, not really, man. It's not really that toxic.
Mesh,
If you
so
are
your higher
having
mesh
trouble
will
with it
actually
being too strong and
affect
like
your
you
prints by not
feel
allowing
like
them
you're
to
breathing
go
too much
through.
stuff in, you can always
Really
cut
doing
that.
extremes.
Okay.
Cut that with some water, you know what I mean? Very, very little bit, but you can
I
always.
just
do
went
that.
off of what I read on the bottle.
Yeah, for
So-
sure, for sure. Yeah, no, it's pretty, it's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay.
Small
Has
area.
it been strong for you
Yeah.
when you used it?
No, I've been using a mask with it because I
Okay.
read the bottle and it
Right,
said to. So
gotcha.
I
Yeah, I mean,
haven't
yeah, you
really
could use-
experimented with not using a mask on it.
Whatever you.
Are those
Whatever you prefer for the
701
most part.
non-toxic?
701, man.
Breathe it. Okay, are all the Easy Way chemicals non-toxic? So,
They should be.
should be. That's confident.
So let's do, on one of those screens that are in the dip tank behind you, let's rinse one of those off too, and we'll see if there's any images, and then we'll do the 701 again. And strengthen that up too.
I'm doing 701 first on this one because it has a little more ink. So we'll apply 701 on both sides, rub them in. Then you'll turn this on again.
You're gonna do a red.
Yeah.
You get something that you're on.
Yeah.
Good. This side.
Yeah. Well, I keep the mop near us so that I
Keep a
can.
mop mirror, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, yeah, so now I did the 701 first. I took most of the ink off. Got a little bit of gloves. I think this is adhesive from tape,
Mhm.
but for sure. Drop this in next.
Yeah, I find that when they, on screens that I'm cleaning,
Yeah.
ours, but some of them, they use the clear tape.
Oh, okay, so
So
you can't
when I
really
pull it off,
yeah,
it's really,
leaves a residue.
yeah.
Yeah, it's clear tape is really sticky. So after that, you stick this in. That in.
54.
We'll do that for a minute in like 20, Brad, because it's just
Yeah, I was
not,
gonna
it's
say
not
that's
strong enough.
Yeah, soaked.
Yeah, dude, it's freaking, yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, I got the timer here. I'll go a minute 30.
Cool. We'll do a minute. Usually it takes less than this, man. Like when I set you up for your dip tank, it'll run less time for sure.
Okay.
45 seconds to a minute. You're gonna want to put that timer on.
And then when this is done, let's rinse one of those row, and then we'll look for ghost images, and then we'll do 701 on one of these.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and then how close are you guys?
Oh,
'Cause
dude, I'm down the street. Bro.
it shouldn't take me
Maybe
long
2
to
miles.
clean this out and have it ready to get set up again.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah. No, whenever you're
Yep.
ready, man. You do what you gotta do. If you want to keep using that chemical until it's gone, I mean, so you don't waste money.
If it blows out good, let's just keep using it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're not wasting money.
Yeah, so you're not wasting. Where are we at, bro?
Almost 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 1 minute right now, so we can go
To 25.
25.
Yeah, you can stick your hand
Yeah,
in
that's
that.
actually.
It's spinning
I
off.
feel
Yeah,
it,
you
yeah.
can feel it coming off. Yeah.
If you stick your finger in there and your skin stays on, it's worthless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool because Supra, you could do that. You can put your whole hand in there and it'll be fine.
That stuff actually, I'm not sure of. I should probably go.
Yeah, probably wash
Yeah.
your hands.
That's enough.
yeah.
Okay.
Go
Good.
for it. Pull it out, buddy.
Alright, let's see. It's not getting loosen up, Brad.
We'll see. Maybe another 30 seconds?
I'll tell you that much, yeah. I just made it because when I did it for Kyle, he didn't have no AC or nothing like that.
So it's real hot.
And the
yeah.
stuff that he had in his dip tank, dude, I put it in there for 30 seconds and it stripped.
Gone.
Straight.
Plus, that's cold. It was in the warehouse all night.
Well, this has been in the warehouse for a while.
Yeah. Those days of cool are going to be over real soon here.
Oh, we didn't time him, so.
That was about 20 seconds. I should be something. I'll find out.
Okay.
Let's see there. I always forget that thing. That one came off a bit better. After that, you want to go again with 701, spread a couple times, rub it in, get that haze. I'm doing this wrong. You're gonna want to have two different scrub brushes for your 701 and then with your ink remover.
Okay.
So I only have one right now, but for sure that's what you're gonna want. Rub that in, rub that in.
Might put hangers in there, to hang the brushes on.
What's that?
I said I might put hangers in here, like hang the different brushes on.
Or 2 half-gallon buckets with water in them. There's mixing buckets out there.
And rub that
You know,
in.
these clear ones.
This thing. See all that white coming down right there? That's all.
So with any chemicals on springs, at the last thing you're done, soft water, reflow, you don't want any residual chemical on there. That'll hurt it when it dries and you recoat it.
Okay.
The
That one did
chemical
better.
will mess with the emulsion
But
when
yeah,
it dries.
so I mean, that's
okay.
basically the gist of it, brother. I mean, you're gonna go ahead, dip tank, 45 milliseconds, coming out, spray your emulsion out, make sure it gets soft on the screen. 701, spray, both sides. Rub them in, both sides, spray them out, you're done.
Wow.
That's
So
usually,
just one chemical for all that.
that's just, so the 701, yeah, 701 does the rest of the cleaning, so you got two chemicals. You have your super and your dip tank, and your 701, that's the only thing you're gonna be using.
Now, the 701 would have two different brushes though.
Yeah, so so with the 701, if you're gonna take ink out first, you're gonna want to go ahead and rub the ink out with the 701 first with a different brush. After you're done rubbing that in and spraying that through, you'll put it in your dip tank. Dip tank softens up. Put it on here, spray it all down. 701 again with a different brush. You scrub it in both sides, spray it out.
Now,
That's
is
only
the,
if you have heavy ink on your screen.
is the method without a dip tank when you use the 500?
Yes, so you go 701, 500, 701,
So, yeah.
or just 500, 709.
Put
Same
this one aside,
process,
you got it on
just
the screen?
dip tank or no
Yeah.
dip tank.
I'll show you the ready for use one.
Okay.
Ready for use. That'll probably work better right now since
Yeah,
it's
well,
chemical
let's blow one of these. Let's see if there's a dirty one that we have.
stain.
Oh, yeah.
See if there's something that will stain.
This one looks like it's gonna break all out. See how it's leaking already, the purple?
Yeah.
So it's starting to break down a little bit.
He's gonna rinse out one of these and then we'll look for the
I'll
ghost
rinse out
image.
one of these and then I'm gonna see if my 701 will take out that D-Days, which I'm pretty sure it will. Let's spray this out.
That kind of result.
Right there, 701 now.
See the image still, Ro?
A little bit, man. It kind of got some good, kind of got it out a little
And
bit.
it could be a newer clean screen too, for sure.
That's my emulsion cleaner. how fast it takes, man. To be honest with you, the way it comes out of the dip tank should be that simple, just like that.
All right.
For sure. That came out perfect. That has no haze on it anymore.
So the 701 will take care of the haze.
701 take care of the haze, degrease
It's
it,
also degreased, so now you're ready to let it dry and
set it dry,
to be
you set up, you just go.
Oh, was that
and
right?
put
I'm
your
telling
next
him
job on it.
there's his exposure room. He doesn't want to put a wet screen in there with his coated emulsion screens to dry. You don't want humidity.
No, yeah,
So
separate.
once they're dried,
Yeah.
you can put them in there
exactly.
to
yeah.
be coated.
Humidity can mess up a lot of things, yeah, so it can mess up a lot of your emotions,
Okay.
for sure.
Carrying for sure.
No doubt. That came out actually pretty good.
Yep, looks
Pretty
good.
nice. But yeah, no, so that's usually how fast our super does
So,
work. You know what I
as
mean?
you
Dip
go,
tank 45.
It's a
spray.
simple process. If you get stumped, don't worry, give us a call. We can walk you through it on the phone. We'll come back by when you're ready to dump that tank and start over and go through some more. But just like I said, we're here to resource. We've done this tons of times.
For sure, man.
So you
So if he wanted to do it without the dip tank,
Okay.
okay?
just walk me through it and I'll
Just
just,
grab a dirty screen. We'll do it. You
Yeah,
got
no, I'll
500,
do
right?
the screen real quick.
Yep.
okay.
We'll do the whole screen.
Yep.
Down as it
Red,
so, okay,
even better.
perfect.
So red,
Red is
in
hard.
my opinion, because I don't like having difficulty with stuff. Red's hardening because it's just thick and stick. So on reds, I usually tell people use the 701. Even though you don't have to, this is a
Yeah.
clean screen.
No,
It
I'm
just
still
helps
seeing
break
the
down
stick
because
on it.
red's going to give you more stains.
Yeah.
Going to cause you more scrubbing on the backside. But usually with red, I like to say
So at
701.
this point, with this how the ink's on there, I'm gonna go 701 first.
When you say 701 as opposed to what?
Just ready the 500.
So
Normally you do a 500.
Because how you guys,
Normally
these
you go
screens are
straight
clean, you would go
90.
straight emulsion here. But because there's red, well, let's test it out without it, dude. Let's just go. And you'll see on the backside, because the red is just such a strong pigment load,
Yeah.
it sticks.
So
So
yeah,
either way you want
just
to do
do
it,
it
bro, just
normal?
show. Yeah, just do it normal. And it's a little more chemical you're going to use, but I like it just because it makes it easier
So he
for
said
the
do it
final
normal.
product.
We'll do. This is already for use.
500, right?
This is already for use. It's Easy Sol 51.
Yep.
This is what you'd spray on to take off your emulsion.
That's not the 500.
500 is concentrate. That's
This
what
is
we
500
need.
cost. This is basically 500 just
Mixed.
Water.
mixed and ready for use. Yeah.
What's your ratio?
What is this ratio,
I
Brad?
was, don't quote me on the quarts, I think I was putting in 3 ounces.
Yeah, 3.5 ounces, I believe.
That's
to
10 to 1.
10 to 1. Yeah, 10 to 1 for sure. Cool.
Generally with my concentrates, like, I've got 55 or 500 on the top. One of them says 25 to 1. When I break it down to the emulsions, you just sell peppers, I say,
Actually,
purposes of when you're here this
I'm gonna wet this screen first. A lot of times you wanna wet the screen first before you start scrubbing. So,
Yeah, let it soak in and go. Let the emulsion really soak in.
So just to be clear, for Marshall as an employee, wearing a mask is not going to hurt him, but there are no harmful chemicals in the Easy Way stuff. Okay.
correct. This side now, spray into 51. Couple of sprays. Rub that in.
The 51 or the 500 before it's mixed is a substitute for the dip tank.
Right.
Okay.
After that, you ready to scrub out?
compressor.
I was gonna say, it depends, I didn't see how it blew out, but let's say.
We've got some red hay.
You would just let the emulsion remover soak on there a little longer, maybe 10 seconds, so let it get in there.
So it'd be like a total, just wait it 30 seconds while it's on there?
Yeah, just not just spray, scrub it, just let it sit about the same, 20 seconds. It's just working its way. And you'll know that by how you blow it. You hit it right away, it blows out completely, you're perfect. If it's a little tough, fire it up a little bit, or squirt a little more, scrub it. You'll get a feel for it. And you can see that red I was talking about, Jeff, is
Yeah.
on there, yeah. This is just your either, you wanna strip that red core, I believe if you put the 701 on, then do the 51 remover, that red will be on here, it should be on next stage, but it just depends how dirty your screen is. Like I said, yours are pretty clean.
You good for me to turn this on again?
Yeah, just wanna go ahead and let it soak in, just let them.
Oh yeah,
Go for it.
you could let it soak in with the 51.
And
to get
this too, because it's still doing its job. Go for it, Rob.
No, you're good.
You can cut this a little if you want it. It's just your personal choice. If you don't cut it, what I say is you only use a few squirts and let it soak in and then you scrub it. Let it do its job and that's fine. Looks like the red is all
Yeah.
down here.
Oh, yeah. Now, which one cut the red? The 701?
We'll take all the finish off the red, cut all the stain. The Dip Tank 500 is only emulsion. That's all it does is take the emulsion off. Doesn't do
I'm gonna just
anything
get rid of that, I
process.
scrub it on
Just
there.
remove the
Yeah.
emulsion that's scared.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're-
That's
if you
an
want
important
to get
thing
rid of
to-
more of that ready,
to
put
know.
a little more 701 on there and just spray it out.
Marshall, he gave me a good comment. The dip tank chemical and the 501 or the 51. 51 was already mixed 25 to 10, something
10 to
to
1.
10 to 1.
Yeah, like you said.
Those only take emulsion off.
That's their own.
Dip tank softens emulsion, and
The spray.
the spray,
Is emulsion.
so the 501, the 500 or the 51. The 701 removes ink.
And stains and degrease.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you got a
So that's why I
bad
said
ink
it.
spot or whatever, your
Yeah.
emulsion dip tank or your 500, 51, whatever you're using, that's not going to do anything towards whatever your problems are. This will be what you're
Yeah.
doing the problems.
Yeah.
If the problem is emulsion, that's where you go back there.
Just like I said, you can always go 701, 51, and then
And these were
701
all chromoline water resistant emulsions.
The emulsion is okay, yeah. Emulsion remover is emulsion remover.
Yeah.
Takes everything off. You can run into some troubles a little bit if they're using a water-based emulsion and then they're using extra hardeners and stuff. That would just slow your process down a little bit more. Emulsion remover, scrub a little more, soak a little more. But ultimately, in the long run, it's all coming
again.
off.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, a lot of people do. I mean, a lot of people go that way.
Are ready
Just
to
'cause
put
you
this
only have
down?
2 bottles. Yes.
So with the way that this blew out, would you say don't change this just yet?
I'd use it up. Let's get
Yeah,
your money's
use
worth
it,
out of
yeah,
it.
use
When you say use it up, I think you're saying two
keep
different
dirt,
things. He's saying leave the chemical that's in it now and keep using it, take longer time, or dump it and mix up a
Since
new
it did
batch.
blow out and strip, I would keep trucking these in there. Let's just
Yeah.
use all this chemical. Don't waste the money.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Don't-
Just
yeah,
Yeah.
just don't
You
waste the
know
money.
you're not gonna soak it for a minute though. It's gonna
Right,
be in that
yeah.
5 to 10 minute range or whatever.
Yeah.
So this would be a good thing where you're gonna clean all those, Put them in, set your timer for 10 minutes, do your other projects. When it goes off, they come wipe them all